Hello and welcome back to another episode of the SuperCoach Corner podcast. We're here with another team preview, and joining me as always to preview North Melbourne is Tyson. Tyson, keen to get stuck into another team?
Yeah. Keen to talk about North Melbourne. They have a lot of the way they play. They have a lot of relevant SuperCoach scorers, so I'm keen to get stuck in.
Yeah, I'm in the exact same. So there are a few boys here that I'm really keen about. Before we get into it, just a quick shout out to our socials. So our Facebook, Instagram for any relevant Supercoach news. We also have a few leagues running at the moment. So on the screen there is our ultimate, our unlimited league. And the code is, Tyson's got the code. I'd never have it.
728323.
Perfect. I probably should just write that one down. But that's the Unlimited League. And if you're wanting any cash leagues as well, feel free to shoot us a message. We do have a $50 entry, a $100 entry, and a $200 entry cash league, as well as a $50 draft. So if you want to try your hand in draft this year, reach out and we can get you involved. But without further ado, mate, we'll get stuck into North Melbourne and start with the rookies as always. Down back with the highly touted high draft pick in Zane Dersma. Hasn't really had a good run at it in the AFL system so far. Made the switch last year as that halfback. He's 169k defender forward. Any interest from you?
Look, if he is going to play halfback, maybe, but we haven't seen it yet. He didn't take part in Match Sim, the last one that they did. So, I'm not seeing anything from Zane Dersma to screen pick me yet. The defender forward's nice, but 170k, I need to see something more solidified.
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree more. Matt Whitlock is there. I think it's Matt, or
Yep.
his brother, but Matt Whitlock is there, who is a defender forward. Did make his debut last year as a key back. I think he's made his switch and training as a forward this year, Tice. He looks, from all reports, he's looking comfortable up there, but I don't really want to pick a 19, 20-year-old slightly framed key forward.
Yeah, they do rate him very highly, though. Remember, they gave up their future first for him to Richmond, which we picked up Sam Grill. So I don't know. They're saying that he's better than Sam Grill. I don't think so. But look, they rate him really highly. Yeah, he's got to probably get a bigger frame. And unless we see something that he's going to be locked into that side, I'm not going to be picking up a key forward / key back without seeing him star. So it was probably an easy miss on Matt Whitlock. Unless he's solidified in that side, he can just be a bit of a bench rookie for me and just slowly generate cash with the defender forward swing is nice. But yeah, outside of that, I'm not picking.
Yeah, I agree. I think you just got to wait and see and be sold on him before you'd go there. Josh Goda is the other one. He's a highly talented player, Tyson, and highly regarded within the four walls of North Melbourne. It just has really, really struggled with his body throughout his career. Got another crack at it this year. I think he's fit. Participated in some match sim early in the month and looked really good. I didn't get any notes from him from their match sim yesterday or the last couple of days, but he if he can get his body right, he's someone that I'm really keen on. But you just need to make sure that he's fit and playing before you pick him.
Yeah, and in the last 2 seasons, he's only played one game. Like you said, he's got some body issues, that kind of stuff. But back in 2023, when he was playing a few games, he scored a few 60s, 50s, even had a 95 in the final round. So he can do it with scoring, like being more of a key player. He will be so volatile in scoring. But at 119k, we know he's going to pump out 50s and 60s. That could be something that also just sits on your bench and generates some cash. So I don't mind the Josh Goda pick. Let's just keep an eye on him, see if he does enough to be in that North Melbourne side. But at the moment, I've got a few other rookies ahead of him.
Yeah, no, that's fair. If he's playing, I'll be picking him because I'm a big fan of what he can produce, but the body's such an issue. Moving on, Tyson, this probably sums up the defenders. We'll go into the ruck with us. Your old man, Callum Coleman-Jones. Big move across to North Melbourne. Has just not many waves at all since coming across. He's 119k ruck now, but from all reports, he is sort of in the frame to be playing. I think it's between him and Cooper Trembath, sort of that key forward option.
Yeah.
If he's playing potentially, I don't know. As an R3, I still wouldn't really be that keen on it unless there's no other options. Liam Reedy, I still I'm pretty hot on. So I'd rather that DPP. He's just a ruck, no forward. He might get forward status, I guess, if he's playing forward. But yeah, I'm not that keen on Callum Coleman-Jones.
Yeah, and he has had a couple of body issues as well. And yeah, you have to play at least, I think it's like 4 or 5 games. Can't remember, to be eligible for DPP new positions. And you can't lock away that he's going to be locked in that side. So yeah, you might pick him as an R3, but there's no guarantee he's going to get ruck forward. So you may as well go to Liam Reedy at the same price. Another one that's also in that ruck line is Tyler Goad, who's actually playing as a ruck, out other than Coleman Jones. He rucked up against Tristan Cherry and actually was quite impressive for the onlookers. So one to keep an eye on. 119k. He's not going to get ahead of Tristan Cherry, but maybe they run 2 rucks and he jumps in instead of the Coleman Jones, because Coleman Jones could easily just be the second ruckman that they use when Cherry's resting. So keep an eye on that one on Taylor Goad. And yeah, we'll move into the forward line where they picked up at pick 16 last year's draft, Lockie Doverston. What have you seen from Lockie Doverston? I've seen a couple exciting things for him.
Yeah, I've heard that he is well and truly in the frame for a round 1 debut. He's training the house down, which is exciting. He's a live wire small forward, who they sort of are looking. They don't have anyone set in stone. They got Jacob Costanti, and a couple other blokes who rolled through there last year. But I think there's definitely a spot for him, and from all reports, he's trying to make that his this preseason. So again, small forward at 177 centimeters. He's not going to be seeing the world a lot in terms of SuperCoach scores, but depending on how the other forward rookies sort of stack up come round 1, and if you're just looking for a warm body, it could be him.
Yeah, I think the only other small forward that they have that's sort of locked into their side is Paul Curtis. We know how good he is. So I could easily see Lockie Doverston, if he's rated that highly, but going to pick 16, he's clearly going to be a real good small forward. So I see him getting games early. It's just the small forward role, it's so up and down. It fluctuates, especially for a side that is so low down the ladder. I know a few people will have North bouncing back up. And if you truly believe that, maybe Lockie Doverston is a chance. But yeah, you're really picking a small forward who's just going to maybe pump out a 30. Like people went on Isaac Kako last year. We know how much of a slow burn he was. So I'd expect very similar there from him. But let's move to the mid prices. There's probably only one guy we're going to talk about, and it's a little bit worrying because he's had a few injury issues already. Well, throughout his career, he's had a lot of injury issues, but even just in the preseason, he's already had a few. So George Wardler, this is 396k midfielder. This guy is going to be a star if he can get the body right. His hamstrings just go every 2 seconds, though.
Yeah. I'd be lying if I said he hasn't been in my preseason team. He has definitely been in there at some point. But yeah, did have that hamstring niggle a couple of weeks ago now. From what I'm hearing, he'll be right for round 1. So it was very on the minor end. Still rehabbing through it, but should be good for the start of the season. But yeah, unless we're getting at least one full practice match out of him, I just can't be picking him. Without knowing what I'm getting. So yeah, he'll be rested throughout the year because they need to get him right. At 396k, his ceiling is so high. He can be so good, but yeah, his minutes will be managed throughout the year. It's just too hard when I think there's a lot of players in that sort of price range who you can take the punt on. I think there's too many question marks around Wardlaw for mine.
Yeah, he's just so good though. But he's
so good.
First game back against Carlton, he was on managed minutes last year in round 6. That just shows that he had body issues at the start. Dropped to 75, and that was good to see. Then backed it up with a 120. So we know he's got that ceiling. And then had a couple of other issues on and off, management and all that kind of stuff, and then came back, had a 4-game stretch at the back end of the year and dropped 90, 114, 100, and a 95 to finish off the home and away season. So we know he's got the talent. He can clearly do that. If he's pumping out those scores that I've just listed off in the last 4 rounds, he's easily making you enough money to solidify as a good pick. He's going to be above 500K if he keeps doing that. So, but yeah, he should be. Reports are saying he's back to full training within the next week or so for North Melbourne. So that's a massive positive sign. But we obviously need to see that he's getting through the rest of the preseason unscathed before you can probably look at him. I'd probably say another setback. He's out for contention in my side. Would you be very similar? I know you're very hot on him.
Yeah, I can't bring myself to bring him in. I don't think it. Who knows? We'll see. But yeah, unless he sets the world alight, I won't be touching him just because of the injuries for mine. But that sort of sums up the mid prices ties. We'll move into the primos, and there's a few guys here I think are really interesting. We'll start in the defense as always, and COLBY McKercher is pretty much locked away in my side at the moment, Tice. He has that halfback role on lock from all reports. And if he's playing there, he scores so well, has done the last couple of years. He's only 20, but I still think that he could catapult himself in that top echelon of SuperCoach defenders. So he's someone that I'm really, really hot on.
Yep. I might come as a surprise to you, but I have McKercher in my side as well. So found a way to fit him in. He is so good. If anything, Das, you're actually copying me for the back end of last year because you missed out on MCKERCHER. So, no, we saw how good he was at the back end of last year. After his bye, he went back to that halfback role and really dominated. The only reason he's at 450K is the fact that the first half of the year, they were throwing him on a wing and he couldn't do anything. Or, up forward, and he was just pumping out 60s and 50s. That's why he's coming at the discounted price. I think he should, all reports are saying he's staying at half back. Even if he goes into the midfield, I think he's good enough now to still produce some nice scores. But if he's at half back, he should be a lock in everyone's side. He's so underpriced at 450K. He was producing primo numbers. It was just 120 after 110, hundreds, just all through the back end of last year. I've really, really loved this pick.
Yeah, I agree. From, like you said, from round 16 onwards, he had 2 scores under 100 and some big scores in there as well. Couple 120 pluses just consistently over 110. So, yeah, he is a star, and he's currently in 41% of teams. So, a lot of the SuperCoach population are sort of jumping on that boat, which I think is completely fair. Caleb Daniel, Tice, any interest there? Just over 500K. He's still taking majority of the kickouts at training, so he's still that preferred ball user, but he had that role last year and didn't set the world on fire. I don't see him taking that step up this year.
No, and he was in a lot of people's side last year, being listed as a forward. So that's why it was heavily watched. And then towards the back end of last year, he was, there was talks of him getting dropped because you had MCKERCHER back there doing all the grunt work and everything, doing all the nice distributing work. So, look, I'd like to see Caleb Daniel out of the side because I've got MCKERCHER in my SuperCoach side. So it also, translates to more scoring for MCKERCHER. But yeah, I don't think we can go near Caleb Daniel at 507K. He'd be a pod, but I'm just not sold, especially with the talks at the back end last year.
Yeah, completely agree there. There's a lot better options around that price. You got MCKERCHER 50K cheaper, so I wouldn't be touching Caleb Daniel. Moving into the midfield, Tice, couple guys. Tom Powell, started last year. I started him, had some good games, but from all reports, he's made a move to half forward this year. So just getting pushed out by other midfielders, and unless he's playing as a full-time mid, you wouldn't even be looking at him.
Unless he's full-time mid, not looking at him.
Yeah, completely fair. Luke Parker, I think he's playing a lot of midfield at the moment, but again, I can see him getting pushed out by season's end to give younger kids a good crack at it. So, yeah, an aging body, I'm not that hot on him either.
I'm not too hot on him either. He showed he was pretty consistent last year, which I did like. But yeah, aging, and like you said, as soon as North maybe are not in the finals race, they'll probably just throw him back to half forward. And throws the young guys into the midfield. So it's probably an easy pass on Luke Parker as well for me.
Okay, no, I completely agree. One that I'm not saying I'm not biting yet, Tice, but there is there is a lot of chat about LDU. Apparently, he's just bursting through contests like we know he can do. I know he's playing against North's 2 side, and a lot of people are saying it's an easy opponent, but God, LDU Tice, his best is so good.
His best is really good. You can't knock that. 526k isn't that bad buying either. We know he can produce the big scores. He produced a few last year. Definitely was getting around that 110 range as well. Dropped that 157 in the second last home and away game against Richmond. But he also has a baked in 21 into his price because the prices are based on obviously last year's average. And yeah, copped that injury in that Bulldogs game. So he's got the 21 in there. Outside of that, he only missed that one game because of the injury from that. It was good to see him play some consistent footy. And I know you're a massive LDU fan. I like watching him play as well. The thing that really does go in his favour as well is that North Melbourne don't have an early buy. So you can have the extra premium like an LGU throughout the early buys when Noah Anderson or when this Finn Callahan, they have their buys. So I'm not ruling him out, but I don't think I'm sold enough to pick him just because I don't see North really shooting up the ladder yet.
Yeah, that's where I differ from you. I think North will push that wild card round this year. I think they should, with the talent that they have, and I think that their time has come. That this is sort of a make or break year for them and Clarko, and I think that they have to push up, and I think LDU will be a big part of that. The role's not a question. Like he plays 70-80% CBA, so at 520k as well, like it's such a discounted price. Yeah, I can't do it because I've made the mistake way too many times, but. Geez, if he has a good couple of preseason games, it'll be a painful ride for me.
That's not like you to be burnt once and then just not touch him again.
I know. LDU's burnt me too many times as well, but I just love him too much. So we'll see. Move on to the Rucks, Tyson. Tristan Xerri, obviously is very highly owned at 687k. He's in 48% of sides at the moment. I'm happy to fade this one, Tice. I think he's someone that gets heavily impacted by the rules, the new ruck rules, sorry. He scored the most points out of ruck contests last year by grabbing the ball and clearing it that way. I think that he won't get the opportunity to do that as much this year. I think at that price, there's too many question marks.
Oh, I don't know. It's hard to say with the ruck rules now. We had State of Origin last night, and yeah, he didn't do too much, but there was 5-star ruckman in that game, so you can't look in that one too much. But you just look at the early draw for North Melbourne. It's so favourable, especially for ruckman. They start with Port Adelaide. Jordan Sweet, West Coast. We know are easy beats in the ruck. Essendon, who even is going to be their ruckman. Then it's Carlton. You've got Mark Pitnet. Brisbane, you're going up against Sam Draper if he's playing, or Darcy Fort. You got then Richmond, Nankervis. Nankervis gives up a lot of points. Kieran Briggs is after that. Then you've got Geelong. Don't even know who Geelong's ruckman is going to be until you hit Sydney. That's the first 8 rounds for North Melbourne. And that is what is selling me on this pick. And the fact that North Melbourne are going to be so competitive in the first 8 rounds against those sides, look, maybe not the Brisbane or Geelong, but the other games I see them being very competitive in. Some they'll start as favourites as well. So someone's got to get the scoring. I know we've got Sheasel, who we're going to get to soon, but Tristan Xerri is a proven scorer. He's going to get the ball. He's going to score a lot of points for this North Melbourne side. Have I not sold you just then on Tristan Xerri yet? No early buy?
The run is tempting. When you put it like that, it is tempting, but it's just so much money. Like you're paying near on 700k for a bloke who I just don't see him taking a step back. Like he played at such a high level last year. I just think he loses points with these new rules. I don't think there's a way that he can add points or avoid losing points. And albeit if he loses 5 points, he's still averaging 120. Like he's going to be a great pick, and he's still going to score really well. But at that price, you just need everything to go right, and I can't forecast that.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. But yeah, you're paying nearly 700k, so you're paying nearly the price of Bontempelli. Would you look at in any world? Would you look at Tristan Cherry over Bont? It's different lines, it's different, different scoring, that kind of stuff. Would you look at Tristan Cherry over Bont?
Nah, if they're the same price, like different roles, different lines, like you mentioned. But I'm so much safer with Bont. I feel so much more confident picking Bont than I would with Tristan Cherry. I'd be so much happier taking, like a Luke Jackson or even like Brody Grundy, someone like that. I just feel more comfortable in them scoring. So I think that's where I sit with Cherry, but we'll just have to wait and see, obviously. And if he drops back-to-back 150s in the preseason, and maybe, but yeah. And that's where I sit with Tristan Cherry does.
No, that's fair. He's in 48% of sides as well. So 48% of the super coaches have Tristan Cherry for that dream run to start, which, that's almost making me trying to fit way back into my side, but I just don't have enough cash for him. I am tossing up between him and a few other ruckmen. But we've stuck on Tristan Cherry for a while. Let's move to the forward line, and we'll start with Jai Simpkin. Do you see Jai Simpkin, if he plays more midfield, he's 470k listed as a mid forward? Would you start Jai Simpkin at all?
Nah, I don't think you'll get a look in the centre bounces. Training off half forward and on the wing, it's just not a role that I'm paying 470k for. So the forward eligibility is nice, but I don't think he's playing midfield this year.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I do agree with that one. Someone else, however, who we do know is going to be playing a lot of midfield time this year is Harry Sheezel. This guy is a super coach pig. He's going to be a pig for years to come. Obviously dropped the most disposals in a game against my own mob in round 23 last year, where he dropped that 185 as well. Is it just as easy pick him, set and forget, like, because he's going to be top of the forward line?
Yeah, it's like the biggest gift we've been given as super coaches for a few years. So Harry Sheezel was a forward at 580k. Had a slow start to the year, but back end of the year, he really found his feet in the midfield. I'd be locking that away every day of the week. He'll top the line, the forward line, or finish top 3 at least. So I don't think there's any questions there. He's in 70% of teams for a reason, Tice. You'd be silly not to start him.
Yeah, and you don't have to go back far. Obviously, he's only played 3 seasons, but his first debut season, he averaged 99.5. His second season, he averaged 118, which is just unheard of. Last year, averaged 107. Like you said, he did that transition into the midfield and started off a bit slower, but yeah, found his feet and dominated. It is a gift that he's a forward, and I'm actually unsure how he's managed to be still eligible as a forward, but I think it's just an easy set and forget. A lot of people would pick him just as a pure mid at 580k as well. So this is just a gift for us.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. He is in everyone's side for a reason. But that sums up the players for North Melbourne, Tice. You mentioned the early fixture. There is a few nice ones there, and hopefully that can sort of kickstart their season. And like I said, I mean, for the year, I do see them taking that next step. I think they'll push that wildcard round. They really should. And if they can get a few early wins on the board, hopefully that gives them the confidence that they're so severely lacking. They just don't know how to win. So if they can get a few early wins on the board, I hope that helps them. I got a bit of a soft spot for North Melbourne, so I hope that they can prove a few haters wrong and start to become a little bit more relevant. But where do you see them finishing?
As much as I see that they need to be pushing for that wildcard round this year, I don't see them doing that with their current backline. They've got Charlie Comben, who's a gun, but their current backline's just the rest of it's not that great. I just think they're going to leak too many points, leak too much scoring, I guess. And that's still got me having them as a bottom 4 side. I can't fit all of the teams that I want up in the top 10, and they just happen to be one that I still see in the bottom 4.
Yeah, No, that's fair enough. The back line is a big, big hole. So I'm just hoping that they find diamond in the rough that can help them back there. But no, but that's it, mate. Thank you again, as always. Another team preview done and dusted. So keep your eye out on all of our socials for news or upcoming teams. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. But until next time, Tyus, thank you again.
Yep. Thanks, Stars. And let's get on to the next one.
Sounds good. Thanks, mate.
Cheers.